Sarah-san, genki desu ka?
Genki desu yo.
Well, Nihongo jouzu desu ne. Let's start with this one. So you were asking me about this earlier, and you're asking about this crazy label, and I thought this was an interesting sake. But before we start, kanpai.
Kanpai.
Ta-da. A little more on the savory side. Let's just think about this one. But people always want to know, like, how do you read these labels? And like I told you before, some of these have been Americanized. And this is really interesting. So this is from Tochigi Ken. So let's go over this. Let's start from the top. This is English, obviously. So Tentaka, Tokubetsu Junmai. So Tentaka, they're translating that as hawk in the heavens. And we'll go down to the characters as they repeat them down here. Tokubetsu Junmai, that's the classification of this Nihonshu or sake. And I like this. I got the bottle cap. Those are the characters for Tentaka, okay? So we're going to start reading it as you would in Japanese. So you open the books the opposite way we do in the United States, and you read vertically, and you go from right to left. So this says, Sono Mukashi, like long ago, okay? Yamato Chote, which that is the first imperial centralized government in Japan. That's probably like maybe 400 to 700 AD. So long ago, okay, Sono Mukashi, Yamato Chote Yori, from, Yori means from, Skawasade, dispatched, right? Like they dispatched these people because the centralized government, you had these like, let's say you had Tochigi Ken, which wasn't called Tochigi Ken, and you needed to make sure that these guys were doing what you said. You had to have a local like ruler sent out from the capital. Shimotsuke no Kuni, which this says Tochigi. So Tochigi is about an hour north of Tokyo. This was the old name, Shimotsuke no Kuni. Let's see. That says Osamateta, so they controlled it. So these guys that were sent from the Yamato Chote were sent to control Shimotsuke no Kuni, and their names were this. So you have Tentaka again, and this says Kuni no Miyatsuko. These are the guys that were sent there to kind of control that local area, and the sake is named after that. So these guys, so no Jidai at that time, okay, kata from no Shokubunka. So from when these guys were sent, we want to transmit the Shokubunka, which is like the food culture or drink culture, no Yume to Roman. So we want to send the dream and romance of the food culture from the time when these guys took over the area from the central Yamato Chote. Staeru kome dake no sake. So staeru means to transmit, kome dake no sake. So dake means just, which is kind of weird because you need water and koji, but whatever. So basically a rough translation is, this sake is a gift from back when these dudes, the Kuni no Miyatsuko, were sent from the Yamato Chote to kind of control this area, which is now Tochigi, and we want to give you in this bottle something pure as a representation of the food and drink culture from that time. It's crazy. So this is, if you look at the back, I like what these guys are doing. So this is Vine Connections. They do a very good job on their back label. So Tentaka, Hawk in the Heavens. They're telling you where it's from. Tochigi, that's the prefecture, right? And Tokubetsu Junmai, so this is milled down to 55%. And they're telling you the rice, which is Go Hyaku Mangoku. Anyway, served chilled, and yeah. Anyway. Any questions?
No, that was great. Thanks, Robert.
All right. Well, anyway, as a brief aside, Tochigi Ken is famous for Nikko, which is a tourist area. It's a temple for Tokugawa Ieyasu. Also like koyo, which is their fall color, and also strawberries are famous for. So if you ever get there, hour north, the strawberries are famous. Anyway, that's all I got. Cheers.
Cheers.